You say that part of the problem is that Black communities are simply undervalued. Give us an example.
Yes. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for having me. Schools that have predominantly people of color in it receive $23 billion less than schools that have majority white people in them, students in them. And this is a reflection of how we fund education, largely based on property taxes. Yes, states try to normalize these rates so that there's some equalization and stabilization of funds through their funding formulas. But still, the structures that fund education create these large disparities. And the problem with that, if you ignore those structures, you leave little room but to blame Black people, Black teachers, Black curriculum, and things of that nature. And so I always say that there's nothing wrong with Black people that ending racism can't solve. And so instead of constantly tinkering with teachers and students, we need to address these structural inequalities.
Dana, we have seen protests in cities across the country, and many protesters are able to stand up and they're able to demand police reform. But would those same thousands and thousands of protesters stand up and fight for school integration or low-income housing to be built in more higher-end neighborhoods?
Yeah, I mean, I've been reporting on these issues for many years, and I couldn't help but think over the past few weeks that some of the same neighborhoods where we're seeing white people really come out in force to demand change on policing are the same ones that often resist affordable housing being built in their neighborhoods, or they resist school integration efforts. So I think it's really important to say that one of the reasons why certain neighborhoods are over-policed is because they are segregated. You know, where there are more white people, we tend to choose different types of strategies to deal with social problems, such as drugs, for example. So I think it's important to sort of extend this conversation, you know, in the way that Andrea is suggesting as well.
Andre, how do we get that done realistically? How do you capitalize on this moment without going too far that you'll lose momentum? We got to get more than police reform.
Oh, but first we got to recognize that schools themselves are over-policed. Black institutions are treated like Black people. So it's not surprising that over the last 25 years, you've seen Black school districts shut down, taken over. You've seen students expelled and suspended at much high. Black students suspended and expelled at high rates. So we've just got to remove this attitude that Black people are the problem. And then, but then we need to focus on the restructuring of how schools are funded. And it's happening in places like Maryland, in places like Massachusetts. There are efforts to restructure the way we fund education. But that won't happen if we keep trumpeting this narrative that the condition of Black schools, Black cities, Black neighborhoods are a direct result of the people in them. No, there are structures that limit the potential, and we've got to deal with those structures.
Dana, you report on school districts across the country. Do you see evidence of successful narrowing of this education gap?
Yes, I mean, there's a lot that schools can do to bring kids together so that Black and brown students and low-income students of all races have access to the best of what our education system has to offer. I mean, we can look within districts at how the lines are drawn that zone children for one elementary school or another. You often see that those lines are drawn in a gerrymandered fashion, just the way we might gerrymander people of color into a certain congressional district. We often do that with schools. We can create programs that draw students of different backgrounds together, whether it's the arts or sciences, kind of provide parents with an incentive to send their kids to more integrated schools. So there is a lot that can be done, and we know that it is good for all kids, not just low-income kids or not just Black and brown kids, but also white students. There are many benefits to attending an integrated school. So we have to sort of turn this assumption that a whiter school is a better school on its head. That is not true in many cases. We do need to work on funding equity, but it's more than just that. It's about sort of questioning this assumption that we're all out to secure only for our own children what is best. I think each of us, and I'm a parent too, each of us makes choices that affect not just us, but everybody. And working in the common good, which is what we have a public education system for, is very important.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.